Kent Puget Money Talk here. So you should be watching this video in March the 18th. So it's a Saturday now. And this is a real question. What to do if you inherit wealth? Yeah, what do? You take that money and run. No, seriously though. What do you really do? First of all, congratulations. If you had that family member that you inherited some wealth from, I mean, you are lucky. Maybe you had that parent or a grandparent that left you with unsuspected wealth. I mean, that's good for you. So far, none of my grandparents left me any money. So that is a blessing for you. Others, it may not even been grandparents. It might have been grandaunt or granduncles. Maybe even great-grandaunt or great-granduncles that left you with some wealth. I mean, it will be unexpected. If it turned out that one of my great-granduncles or grandaunts left me some wealth, I'd be like, hold up. I never even met this person. Why did they give me this? I'll be pretty surprised. And of course, you'll be thanking God too that this wealth came to you. I mean, these are possibilities. Some family members don't have kids. So if they don't have kids to pass that wealth on, then they'll go to like the nieces or nephews to pass the wealth on. So sometimes that happens. Other times that person, it may not even be a family member that gives you wealth. There could be like another situation. Your friend, not your friend, but your father or your mom could have like a rich friend. Maybe they had like no kids or no family, pass away. And you end up with wealth, you'd be like, what the heck? So sometimes that could happen. Or your friend could have left you some wealth unexpectedly. So there are many ways you could inherit wealth. How you inherit this wealth? These rules are going to be the same regardless of how you inherit this wealth. Hopefully it wasn't game related though, because that would be bad. But still, this could still work. First of all, if it was game related, like maybe the money was like from a robbery, you may want to wait 7 years to put this money into the bank. There's a reason for that. Maybe I'll get into that in another video, but this video I'm not going to get into it. But first, pay off all your debt. That student loan debt, the credit card debt. You can pay off your mortgage. If you live in an apartment, it's time for you to move out. Because you're just going to keep paying rent over and over again. There's no end to it. But where will you move? I mean, it depends on how much money you have. But first, before you move, you got to put some of that money into the bank. And you got to invest some of that money. How much will you put in the bank and how much will you invest? I mean, it depends how much wealth you're getting. Is it 1 million? Is it 10 million? Is it 100 million? Is it $1 billion? Whoa, it was $1 billion. That'd be pretty cool. I know I'm never going to hear that much from anybody. That would be pretty cool though, but it depends on how much money you got, of course. I mean, if it was like a large amount of money, then you could literally put like 90% of that into the investment, of course. Of course, I want 90%. I say that's a little too much. For investing, I'll say maybe like 25% for investing. The other 50% I'll just put into the saving account. The rest, I would say you put in like a checking account. That's how I would do it if it was me. And of course, you are going to be getting interest from the bank. So that's another good thing. So now that you have that money invested, it's going to grow. And of course, you have that money in the bank, both the savings and the checkings. Now what do? You remember how I said if you live in an apartment, it's time for you to move out and get a real home? Well, this is your chance. Look online, see how much homes are worth. And don't go too crazy. Like I said, it depends on how much money you have. As for the money that you invested, pretend like that money don't even exist. Just take whatever in your checking account and try to avoid going to your saving account. So I think that would be a good thing, to try to avoid going to your saving account. Just stick to what's in the checking account. And the money that you invest, pretend like that money's not real, that it don't exist. Just like my Robinhood account. When I put the money in there, I pretend like it don't exist. I try my best not to take anything out of there. So the investing, it does not exist. So how much are you going to spend on a home? Like I said, it depends how much you have in that bank account, the checking account. So obviously, if you have like $5 million in that checking account, I mean, spending $500 on a home, $500,000 on a home, I mean, it's not too bad. I say go for it. Obviously, if you have like $5 million and you're throwing like $4 million on a home, I mean, you still live off that extra $1 million, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, it's just too much. But again, if you had like $15 million in your checkings account, and you spent like $5 million on a home, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, you can literally buy like multiple homes and make money that way, but that would be a topic for another video. So once you have a home, guess what? No more paying rent. So that's taken care of. And all y'all working that job that you don't like, you can finally quit. You can finally walk to your boss and say, I quit, you're a jerk. Nah, don't do that. If you see my other videos on why you shouldn't just quit your job like that, I mean, don't do that. You still put in a 2-week notice because you never know. You could suddenly lose all that money. So another thing you could do, you may want to make like a separate bank account for this one. Just put some money to the side. So this could be like a project, because I know a lot of y'all are thinking, yeah, I don't have to work no more. I'm going to lay around. I mean, that might be good for some of you guys that's watching this video. Some of y'all might want that. Might want to sit down on your butt, not having to work, being able to play video games for the rest of your life. Some of y'all might want that life, but then there's other people that might still want to work, but they just don't want to work for anybody else. So This is where the wealth could help you with that. You get like a separate banking account. And again, you can take some money out of that saving account. Just don't take too much out of it. Still leave quite a bit in there. So you can take some of that out, put into like the new account. This could be dedicated to your business. So this could be like a project, because you don't know if this business is gonna rise or fail. Because there's a lot of things that we just want to do. Sometimes we want to try out our own business, but we're just afraid that it's going to fail. And a lot of us are like in a situation where we just can't take risks. But when you have this much wealth, you're able to take more risks now. So you have this separate account that's dedicated to business. So you don't touch your main, you don't touch anything in your main account anymore when it comes to business. So every time there's like a business expense, you just take money out of this account. So let's say you always wanted to have a restaurant, because there's a restaurant I'm thinking about. There's this restaurant idea in my head. I'm never going to tell you what it is in this video. I might get demonetized. But just think of Hooters. This is a next level up. Maybe you want this type of restaurant. So you can just use your imagination, guys, because I'm not going to tell you exactly what's in my head. Somebody might steal my idea. But we're going to say you want this restaurant. So also you would need a location. You may need a building. You may need to have a building built for you, or there might be a building you just take. And so you got your location, you got your building. Do you need to hire some employees, some cooks? What type of restaurant is this going to be? What type of food you're going to have, I should say. That's what you need. So you're going to have to hire some cooks. Do you plan on managing this restaurant? Or will you rather have somebody manage it for you? I mean, that's another option. You could hire somebody that has experience in being a manager at a restaurant or whatever. You don't want to manage it. You probably still want to have like some involvement, but you may want a manager to help you out. Because the thing with a manager, if you have somebody that's managing your restaurant, you don't have to do as much. You just show up every once in a while. You come in anytime you feel like it, because you're the boss now. You are the boss of that manager. So you show up anytime you want to. Then of course you gotta find people to hire. Waitress. Maybe you may want a janitor, you may not. So there will be some expenses with this restaurant idea. Obviously, if the manager quit, yeah, you would have to take over full time if they quit. Or you're lucky, maybe you have that family member or your friend that can just take over as a manager. So this is an experiment. If it works out, who knows, maybe you could build another location in a different area. But if it fails, I mean, it's not that big a deal. I mean, it was just an experiment. So if it fails, it fails. You would lose a lot of money, but it wouldn't even be close to your full net worth. Because you would still be earning money with the investments that you have in the separate account, and you're still getting that interest. So that's one thing you do. That's what I would probably do if I did inherit some wealth. But sadly, I'm probably never going to inherit wealth because my family don't care about me. But it's all good. Hopefully, I'm able to build some wealth where I can pass down to my family. But with that being said, have a good weekend. And if you want to see other videos like this, just hit on that subscribe button. Hit on that bell button. That way you'll be notified every time I do a video. And if you really like this video, give me a thumbs up, because when you hit that like button, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, have a good weekend. Bye for now.